Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 2021 Driver Career Mode, episode number 33 today for the Bahrain Grand Prix, the opening round of Season 3. If you missed the previous episode, the finale uploaded yesterday at Brazil, our final race in the car on screen now, the Aston Martin, go check that out, and of course subscribe if you are new to the channel, see plenty more F1 2021 Driver Career Mode episodes as well. So yes, as you've known, if you've been following the story for an hour, we won't be renewing. We can't renew our contract because they've chucked us out the team. So instead, we're going to approach Mercedes, the fastest team, the reigning constructors and drivers world champions, with us. And they accepted our approach. We're going to go for a low risk. It would be a slightly cheaper option as well, and they are happy to have us on board as well. I mean, the money doesn't really go anywhere anyway, as well. So yes, we are going to spend the money that we do have on some media coaching as well to deal with Claire. So yes, there we go. Season 3 will be with Mercedes as well. We're going to get a whole load of driver acclaim just for doing absolutely nothing as well. 100 points less than Season 1, 8th place lower than Season 1. So it's all about whether we can really take the fight to the other teams. McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari will probably still be up there. Now, calendar, Imola and Portugal are now in the game. This little bit of recording was recorded before the new patch came out on yesterday, so I haven't driven Saudi Arabia. If you want Saudi Arabia to appear in Season 4, let me know in the comments below. Japan is missing off. France, it was a toss-up between the Netherlands and France, to be honest, but I decided to go with France because we had one at the Netherlands as well. We're also going to have a new helmet, first time in, well, a very, very long time. I can't remember the last time I had a white helmet in the career mode. Certainly in Project Phoenix and the other F1E mods and Final Fantasy over the years, those story mods that I do, we've had white helmets, but not in a career mode. So that's a first for a long time. But look at the beautiful Spec 3 upgrades on HQ facilities, excuse me, on everything. So we're going to be able to try and max this car out. Unfortunately, we haven't got much to do. We haven't got anything to do at the moment. I don't like the fact that they've done a front downforce and they've not done the... I like to do the front and rear downforce at the same time, otherwise I find the car gets a little bit unstable. So we're going to have to manage that through Bahrain as well. But engine with the fastest on it, Sashi would have seen their Ferrari are fastest of all as well. Durability, we're fastest by a mile, so... yes, I don't think we'll be doing a lot of durability. We are going to purchase that minor rear downforce. I thought about rushing it, but then I decided just to play it safe. We've got to save our resource points for those ultimate upgrades as well. We've got an email though from Total Wolf. He says, "Hi Peter, first of all, welcome to the team. Although you failed to improve your qualifying pace last season, you did show some great race pace for Aston Martin. As the reigning constructors and drivers champions, our main aim is with this season will be to retain both these titles and be able to fight for race wins throughout the season. From the data pre-season testing, it looks like to be very close to Ferrari, McLaren and Red Bull in terms of pace, so it's important we upgrade the car." Oh yes, it's here. Petronas have gone from this series as potentially women in real life. One thing, I will be making a slight change to this livery. The second AMG, the smaller one on the side, I will be replacing. That will be on for Season 2. As I said, I did have less time to work on these liveries over the weekend because of course the new patch meant that I had to redo all the, well, not redo all the liveries, but reinstall, make sure everything was working correctly. As you know, Codemasters, if you've dealt with mods before, then you all know that Codemasters aren't a particularly fan of modding. But yes, AMG on this back wing, I mean, pretty much replacing. Ineos is technically the title sponsor, but as so is AMG really, as well, so they got a bigger presence on the car. Now Red Bull, just as I was getting ready to do my version of the Red Bull Honda livery, Codemasters decide in their infinite wisdom to reset the livery to the original. So yes, the original I do feel looks, the one that I did create on the livery looks a lot better, looks a lot cleaner. But basically what I've done is in fact a white bull. Basically basically it is the ball is white, and I've changed the yellow to red. The red on the front wasn't supposed to be red to begin with, but it is red now, because that's where the yellow is. Again, it's not unfortunately it's not the case where I can just overwrite the data, because they've reverted it to be, they haven't made the changes that they made with the livery update. They haven't applied to the Red Bull, basically, if that makes sense. Now Red Bull, yes, Perez left Red Bull at the end of season 2, and Red Bull in their infinite wisdom decide not to replace him with Pierre Gasly, who had some brilliant 4th place drives in AlphaTauri, which has been lacking severe pace. I mean, we haven't seen Tsunoda for years. I don't even know if he's still on the grid. He's been that far down. So they, in their infinite wisdom, decided to replace Sergio Perez with Lance Stroll. So Stroll will be the backup to Max Verstappen as well. McLaren, obviously, season 2 was a big time for them, as they came 3rd and 4th in the championship. Ricciardo tailed off a little bit in the end, which allowed Norris to finish 3rd in season 2, but McLaren, I feel, could be our main challengers for the title. I don't know. It depends if they get their act together or not. It depends what Red Bull and Ferrari can do as well. I've gone with this silver livery because I feel like that Golf have decided that they want to tone down their involvement with the livery, and as a result of that, McLaren have ditched the Golf livery. To be fair, I have been overdoing it with that Golf livery for years, so it's nice to see something a little bit different than the Golf livery on the car as well. Went for silver purely because I'm not a fan of the blue, but the silver I actually think looks really nice with the orange, with the papaya orange as well, which papaya orange on the back of the rear wing as well, just to match real life really, because Husky Chocolate have actually disappeared from the rear wing. You might have noticed that in recent races from the back shots in real life of the McLaren as well. So we'll see what they can do as well. Now the other teams replacing me at Aston Martin, yes, you guessed it, Sergio Perez. So there were only 3 driver transfers. I feel like there could have been a little bit more, maybe. I mean, Alonso is still kicking out, and Perez and Vettel is the oldest driver lineup on the grid as well. But I'm sure hopefully they can improve driver transfers in future games to go. So all of Perez's sponsors, of course, from Red Bull have moved. Alpine haven't changed that much. I've just literally planted a few more sponsors. I've rejigged the sponsors. You notice the Xbox logo is one of them. Not a lot I can really do with the Alpine. I don't feel like there's a lot I can do with the Alpine without a complete major overhaul the design, which would take a load of time, which is where I ran out of time with the Red Bull as well. So until I can come up with another design for this car, the paint is going to pretty much stay as it is. Ferrari, all red as well. We'll see what they can do. Bearing in mind, Ferrari, they were 4th on the R&D chart going in season 2, but yet they just didn't seem to be able to pull off the performances Red Bull and McLaren could. I mean, even they managed to win it a few times, as Mercedes sort of, even though we're fastest on paper, didn't seem to have the fastest pace overall. So we'll see what they can do. Sainz needs to start pulling his weight considering the fact he scored one more point than he managed in season 1 in season 2. So yes, you'll notice a few other sponsors as well there on the car, the PS5 logo as well, to sort of counteract the Xbox logo on the Alpine. AlphaTauri is all dark blue. Now the dark blue, I don't know if that's quite the colour, but that's the colour that the livery is in the game. I haven't changed the colour. All I've done is gone with this white sort of stripy thingy down the middle and replaced the bottom half of the car with blue as well. Obviously no special Honda livery for them, although I could have potentially have invented a Honda livery for them. I felt like it wasn't that worth it, and they didn't even in real life they didn't actually have a special Honda livery. All they had is the Japanese on the Japanese thank you on the back, which I haven't done for the Red Bull, by the way, because partly because I've run out of space for that. Alfa Romeo, not that we're going to be seeing this livery because they didn't actually score any points in season 2. The only team that didn't score any points. So Guan Yu Zhou, confirmed today, is in this team. But I did do a little bit of googling to see, have they named these sponsors that are paying Alfa Romeo? And I could not find any article that mentions any sponsor. If you know any of them, then let me know, and I'll make sure I add them to the car. Other than that, the Shell logo's been added because I think they sponsored them before Orlan came along, and I've added a green stripe. And Haas have also had a change as well. Not that, again, this is another car we're not going to be seeing as well. Unfortunately, they still got Mazepin. I wish the game would get rid of him and replace him with any driver as well. But until it does, I've gone for this blue thing, because this blue overall car, just to freshen the livery up a bit. There's not a lot I can do with this because, again, it is just the Haas. To be honest, I wasn't a fan of this car, the original livery, as well. And Williams have also, I've inverted the blue, the dark blue and the light blue. So the light blue is the dominant colour, and the dark blue there. Yes, as well. You notice some more new sponsors of them as well. So yes, just trying to freshen that car up as well, especially the fact that Williams are actually the 5th fastest team on paper at the end of last season as well. So we'll see what Russell is the team leader. Giovinazzi as well is alongside the man who, of course, is Otto Formula E in real life. Can he? Well, it's basically this career mode is his swan song, basically, with Williams. That's basically that's a lineup that Williams can handle, and that will be able to take them further up the grid, hopefully, as well. So yes, those are all of the liveries. Let me know which is your favourite in the comments below. But moving then to R&D as well, and over the winter period, Williams have moved a long way ahead of Aston Martin. Now remember, Aston Martin's HQs are maxed out on level 2, and they need to upgrade to level 3 if they want to get any more R&D components. They could sink quite a way as well. Williams are playing catch up, but the top 4 teams seem quite a bit away from the other teams. So basically there's a battle for the victory, and there's a battle for 9th place basically, until maybe Williams will catch us up or not as well. But yes, Ferrari have moved into 2nd place, so we'll see if they can make some. They're very close. There's like a pixel between them and Red Bull. McLaren have slipped to 4th, but they've been there before throughout season 2, so I don't suspect that's going to be too troubling for them. They will be able to get some more upgrades on the car as well. No regulation change as well, so between seasons 2 and 3, so we're going to probably be able to max this car out potentially by the time we get to episode 48 at Brazil. So yes, it's definitely going to be an interesting and long season up ahead, but we're now going to get into Bahrain, the race weekend, with qualifying. Be interesting to see what we can do, whether we can finally turn our dismal qualifying fortunes about. Maybe we can get a third ever pole position in across this channel.
Sit rep, we've got a leak in the hydraulic system, so it's going to be a few minutes before we can get you out on track.
And of course, Mercedes gave us a welcoming present by a leak in the hydraulic system, the brakes. Yes, it's going okay at the moment. We're up in 7th place, which is the best place we've been, well, ever in this career mode. We haven't been on pole in this particular career mode. Our last pole was in last year's career mode, where we secured 1 pole in our 90 races. So don't hold your breath over that. We have gone purple in sector 1, however. So will this be well, can we climb up the order, bearing in mind it is looking close between the top 4 teams as well. We've dropped to 8th place as Ricciardo and Stroll have gone better. Stroll, we'll see what he can do, bearing in mind he is of course returning from a year out, so it will take him a little bit of time to get up to pace. We're a 10th slower than Ricciardo through the middle sector, so that's not great. So maybe we go up to my old tricks of going purple in one sector and then slower than everyone else in the middle and the final sector as well. Nice final corner, we gained a 10th there, so almost 4 tenths gained as we crossed the line, and it's enough for only P7, but nevertheless it's 4 tenths of our teammate Leclerc first. So this is interesting. Red Bull Verstappen second, it's slightly closer. Lewis Hamilton only third. So we'll see what we can do. It's definitely going to be a very interesting season. What can we do though from 7th on the grid in the first race of the season? It's time though for today's Bahrain Grand Prix.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best at turn 1 of course, and then another soon into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into the tight left-hander of turn 10. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice. They've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday puts him on pole, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Hamilton, Sainz, Lando Norris and Ricciardo, a Mercedes, Russell, Gasly and Fernando Alonso, Giovinazzi, Perez, Sebastian Vettel and Tsunoda, Ocon, Latifi, Mick Schumacher and Lance Stroll. They've taken a grid penalty. Joe and Nikita Mazepin. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
So Lance Stroll, in his first race for Red Bull, has an engine penalty in the opening round of the season. I don't think anyone has ever taken an engine penalty. Now, something I didn't notice here as I was fiddling about with the strategy, there was 2 things. There seemed to be a glitch. It wouldn't let me, even though we got 14 laps, it wouldn't let me put less than 14.8 laps of fuel in. And the game had done that little glitch where well, I didn't notice it, but it selected the softer hard strategy. Obviously, fortunately, Jeff did notice that. I'd get that later in the race, thankfully. But just a little something to be aware of there. As 5-minute lights in for our first race in the Mercedes. Lights out and away we go. And it's an okay start, not the best of starts. So I mean, this is starting to be a bit of a pattern. But now try and go around the outside of Ricciardo. We're going to dart down the outside there. We actually make it around the outside of the sights. Hamilton's been forced off by Norris. We're going to go around the outside as well, down to turn 4, and we're able to make the position. As now Ricciardo is under pressure and he's been overtaken by Gasly. So I wasn't expecting the top 4 teams to run away, but Ricciardo hasn't done that, and Gasly, well, Ricciardo does try to come back at Gasly, doesn't manage it there at turn 5, but Ricciardo is going to have DRS on Gasly as moved to lap 3, and he's able to move back ahead of Gasly, and shoves Gasly out. Now Perez in his opening race is going to go down the outside of Gasly, will turn to the inside for the next series of corners. They're going to go side by side up to the hairpin at turn 10, and Gasly's been run off. Well, he couldn't. He wasn't run off, but I think he tried to keep it with Perez. Didn't have enough downforce as we set a new fastest lap of the Grand Prix on lap number 5. Can we go for a dive bomb on Lando Norris? Yes, we can. So close to Norris's front right tyre, but we've made it through up into the P3, and it's a new fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Norris, I think his tyres are going off. He knows that. I think Norris knows he's actually doing pretty well, considering the fact how Ricciardo has fallen behind there. And next up is Charles Leclerc as well. Can we go down the inside here as Verstappen is starting to back everyone up with his poor tyre wear, by the looks of it. Will Verstappen come in for an undercut? I think Verstappen does come in for an undercut on lap 6. We're going to come in at the end of lap number 8. As was suggested by a teammate. I think we should have come in lap 6 on hindsight. The tyre wear 41% isn't where you want to be going. So tyre wear is also something we might have to look at. Sainz is in. Sainz as was reported to have a little bit of an issue, so that's why he's gone on to hards for some reason. Don't understand any AI that pits to hard from soft to hard for a 25% race. Is coming to retain P2. It looks like Verstappen's got a commanding lead. There goes Leclerc around the outside. He'll have the inside for the next corner. Can we do a switchback? Yes, we can. Through turn 3, we're gonna no DRS for us, as I think Leclerc's got DRS. We're gonna try and go around the outside at turn 4. Hold this around the outside. Leclerc tries to pinch us to the outside, but we're able to hold it and move up into P2 as well. A great bit of racing there as we watch Sergio Perez now. He is ahead of the 2 Williams cars in 8th place as Gasly unfortunately has dropped to the back of the grid. Stroll, can he take these positions away as well? But moving later in the race, actual fact, Russell has got in front of Perez with DRS, and now round the outside at turn 4, Giovinazzi's got in front of Perez as well. Perez closes the door on Stroll there, so can Perez hold on for a singular point as we come round the final corner? We were catching Verstappen at one point, but in the end couldn't really catch him. So P2 today, I will definitely take that. We definitely deserved P2 today after the work we put in on the soft tyres. The mediums weren't that great for me, but the tyre wear was really high, which Verstappen managed to get the undercut really powerful. So that's something to watch out for and something to think about in the coming races. Ricciardo there slowed up, and Sainz did recover in the end to P7 as well, but Perez did in fact manage to hit ahead of Stroll. Stroll needs to basically needs to improve, because obviously Red Bull need him to be helping Verstappen in the Constructors' Championship as well. So as well, Gasly might be able to show some promise there had it gone wide there at turn 10. So yes, P2 in the championship, obviously as per the race results. So we'll look to have a better result, maybe challenge for victory. We'll never know. Imola, of course, is the next race, but there's my point. We have the lead in the Constructors' Championship, 6 points as well. So even if Verstappen does manage to win the Drivers' Championship, it looks like Mercedes ourselves will have an advantage in the Constructors' Championship as well. And that rear downforce upgrade has come through on the car as well. So we've got a little bit of resource points as well. We've got a little bit of time as well, just between the now and the next Grand Prix, which is Imola. So it's definitely going to be interesting. I've done a couple of races already around there as well, and then Portugal as well. So we've got 2 new tracks where although I've raced on the default cars, I haven't raced in the career mode, so it'll be interesting to see what the cars feel like through there, how fast we are, especially in the Mercedes. I haven't driven the Mercedes at all through there. Well, bear in mind, I haven't driven the Mercedes at most of the tracks, but so yes, we'll see what we can do. But yes, if you have then enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and you see plenty more F1 2021 driver career mode videos as and when they come out. Until the next video, then I'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your day, and goodbye.